Chapter 1. The Mystery of the Broken Statue.
A fine rain kissed the cobblestone streets of the West Village as Kaito Ishikawa, his discerning gaze peering from behind his thin-rimmed glasses, examined the shattered remains of an ancient bronze statue. The artwork, a rare piece of Asian art, had been vandalized at the Zenith Gallery, a crime that puzzled local police. "It's not an ordinary theft," Kaito murmured, his fingers tracing chisel marks on the base. Maria Rodriguez, at his side, typed frantically on her tablet. "The police believe it was a random act of vandalism, Kaito. But the owner, Mr. Tanaka, is desperate. This statue was a family heirloom." Kaito noticed something peculiar. The marks weren't from forced entry, but from precise, almost surgical work. An artist, perhaps, he pondered. Maria rolled her eyes. "An artist who hates art. Doubt it." They interviewed Mr. Tanaka, an elderly man with teary eyes. He mentioned an old rival, Hiroshi Sato, who harbored resentment from a land dispute in Japan decades ago. "He was always envious," Tanaka hissed. Kaito, however, felt something didn't fit. The marks on the statue were too specific. As Kaito analyzed photos of the crime scene, Maria searched online archives about the statue. She found an old article about a Japanese legend associated with the piece. The statue was said to contain a secret compartment holding an ancient scroll. A secret compartment. Kaito raised an eyebrow. That changes everything. The duo visited Hiroshi Sato, who lived in a luxurious midtown apartment. Sato vehemently denied any involvement, but Kaito noticed a subtle tremor in his hands when he mentioned the statue. Detective Miller, who accompanied them, seemed impatient. "Ishikawa, we're wasting time. It's vandalism, plain and simple." Kaito, ignoring Miller, asked to see Sato's tools. The man hesitated, but complied. Among gardening tools, Kaito found a chisel with an unusual tip, identical to the marks on the statue. "Mr. Sato," Kaito said calmly, "you didn't vandalize the statue. You tried to open it." Sato paled. He confessed he knew about the legend and wanted the scroll for himself, but could unopen the compartment. The real question now was, if Sato didn't break the statue, who did? And why? What do you think the scroll was hiding? Let us know your guesses in the comments.
Chapter 2. The Secret of the Underground Museum.
Sato's confession opened a new line of investigation. If he wasn't responsible for the total destruction, someone else was after the scroll, and with more success. Kaito and Maria returned to the Zenith Gallery, now with a new perspective. Kaito re-examined the statue fragments, searching for any detail that might have escaped him. Maria, in turn, spoke with the security guards, trying to reconstruct the events of the crime night. One of the guards mentioned a tall, hooded man who had been lurking around the gallery days before. He seemed interested in the statue, the guard said, but he didn't look like a buyer. Kaito, with his keen intuition, realized that the way the statue was broken indicated a deep knowledge of its internal structure. It wasn't an act of brute force, but of surgical precision, as if the assailant knew exactly where to strike to access the secret compartment without damaging its contents. Maria, with her journalism background, began researching Asian art collectors in New York, especially those interested in legendary artifacts. She found a name, Elias Thorne, an eccentric billionaire known for his vast private collection and his obsession with historical relics. The duo managed to secure a meeting with Thorne at his Fifth Avenue mansion. The residence was a true museum filled with artifacts from all eras and cultures. Thorne, a man with a cold demeanor and a calculating gaze, denied any involvement with the statue incident. "My collection is vast, but always acquired legally," he stated with an enigmatic smile. Kaito, however, noticed a small scratch on one of his hands, as if he had recently handled something rough. Maria, meanwhile, noticed a bookshelf filled with books on Japanese mythology and ancient artifacts. While Kaito distracted Thorne with questions about his collection. Maria discreetly photographed the bookshelf. Later, back at the office, they analyzed the photos. One of the books, Legends of Ancient Japan, was open to a page describing the statue and the scroll. The image in the book showed a detailed diagram of the statue's secret compartment, revealing the exact point to open it. It was the same point where the statue had been broken. Thorne not only knew about the legend, but also possessed the technical knowledge to access the scroll. The question was, where was he keeping the scroll now?
Chapter 3. The Revelation of the Lost Scroll.
The evidence against Thorne was circumstantial, but strong. Kaito and Maria knew they needed something more concrete to tie him to the crime and recover the scroll. Kaito recalled the legend. The scroll wasn't just a document, but a map to a hidden treasure. If Thorne possessed it, he was likely deciphering it. Maria, using her press contacts, discovered that Thorne had recently acquired an underground warehouse in Brooklyn, known for its high-tech security facilities. It's a perfect place to store something he doesn't want anyone to find, Maria observed. With the reluctant help of Detective Miller, who finally began to take Kaito seriously, they secured a warrant to inspect Thorne's warehouse. The entrance was discreet, hidden behind an abandoned storefront. Inside, a labyrinth of corridors and chambers, each protected by advanced security systems. Kaito, with his analytical mind, noticed a pattern in the motion sensors and cameras. "He's protecting something specific," he murmured, guiding Miller and Maria down a less obvious path. They arrived at a secret chamber, hidden by a reinforced steel door. Inside the chamber, Thorne was hunched over a table, illuminated by a single lamp. In his hands, an ancient scroll, which he examined with a magnifying glass. Beside him were maps and notes. He was trying to decipher the treasure map. Upon seeing Kaito, Maria, and Miller, Thorne tried to hide the scroll, but it was too late. "Mr. Thorne," Kaito said, his voice calm. "The scroll belongs to the Tanaka family, and the statue. It was a symbol, not just a container." Thorne, defeated, confessed he was obsessed with the legend and believed the treasure would make him even more powerful. The scroll was revealed to be a map to an ancient Zen garden, hidden beneath New York City, built by Japanese immigrants in the 19th century. It wasn't a treasure of gold, but a cultural legacy, a refuge of peace and beauty. The Tanaka family, upon being informed, was deeply moved. The scroll's value was not monetary, but historical and spiritual. Kaito and Maria, with Miller's help, ensured Thorne was held accountable for his actions. The Japanese detective, with his keen eye and brilliant mind, had once again unraveled a mystery that went beyond the obvious, revealing the true essence of New York. A city of secrets, legends, and intertwined cultures. So, what did you think of Kaito Ishikawa's first adventure? If you enjoyed it, do not forget to subscribe to the channel so you won't miss the next mysteries of Nihon no Matante, the Eye of Manhattan.